Hello everyone, and welcome to my honest opinions on Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I have been meaning to make this video for a while, but I bought a new microphone, and I've been waiting for it to arrive. It still hasn't arrived, but I've been tinkering with the filters in OBS, and hopefully I sound a little more, well, louder, and slightly clearer than I normally do. So this will tide me over until the microphone finally shows up at my door. So, Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is Hearthstone's take on the auto chess genre, which I guess is a handful of games, but definitely a genre in its own right. So for those not familiar with auto chess, it was a Dota 2 mod that gained immense popularity and has since been snapped up by several companies who've made their own versions of it, including Blizzard, who've made this, which is kind of the premise of auto chess is such. Dota 2 is a 5v5 multiplayer game where each player controls a single hero. It's quite mechanically intense. The heroes have very complex interplay between them. Some genius thought, what if instead of controlling one hero, you had a roster of a number of them and they fought automatically on your behalf? And then the game becomes about acquiring these heroes, drafting them and upgrading them, and getting a roster that is stronger than the other players in the lobby. Hearthstone takes that and replaces the heroes with cards. So in this game, you buy cards from a supply every turn. You have a chance to spend gold, which is you get more gold each turn, like mana, to buy cards from this supply, and you get a random small selection. They go in front of you. You have 7 slots on your board, so you can have up to seven minions in play. And then each round there's a period of time where you can buy stuff, and then you fight another player, and your minions will automatically attack theirs. They just attack left to right, taking turns between you and your opponent. And each minion attacks a random target. So it's kind of this. It sounds weird, but it's very good. I have been watching a streamer called Firebat play this game for a while, and I never really thought it's not that good, right? And I decided to give it a go, and it turns out it is both much more challenging and much more engaging than I expected. It's surprisingly deep and complex for a game mode where the entire central premise is like it plays itself. Air quotes, right? Your minions fight for you. There's a number of heroes. You get a selection of heroes at the start. You pick one. Each hero has a different ability, and the abilities also radically affect how the game works. Not all cards are available every time as well, so each run is different. There's a good amount of variety between attempts. And that's kind of the that's enough to get started. So let's have a go. I hope I don't lose horribly. I've never played this on video before, and I may just mess it up, but we'll see. One thing to be aware of is the Minion Types. There are several, I think there are 7 tribes currently in Battlegrounds, but only 5 of them are available at any one time. So the overall pool of minions. Here we go. You can see Minion Types in this game. Elementals, so like a kind of repeatedly buy and sell and play lots of things. Kind of pirates who like attacking a lot. Mechs who can kind of combine into bigger ones. Dragons who are just big and expensive. And demons who are like an early game faction. And we get 4 heroes to choose from. I'm going to choose one that is relatively straightforward, so that you get like a sort of representative sample. So this hero can just buff one of your minions. And you can see we have eight players in a lobby. So it's me versus these 7 other people. Everyone's a different hero, different abilities. On the left here, we've got a ranking. You can kind of mouse over and see what everyone does. This is Bob. Bob is extremely wholesome and great. So we can buy one of these. We've got 3 gold, and every unit, regardless of how good it is, costs 3. These units are all tier 1 units. So you can see this 1 star at the top. We get access to higher tier units by paying gold to upgrade the tavern. You can do that up to 5 times. These are all a bit naff, so I'm just going to grab one. This card is on its own, it's a bit naff, but when you have more than one dragon or more than one of these, they're very good in the early game. At the start of each combat, it deals a number of damage equal to the number of dragons you have to a random enemy. So my minions and my opponent's minions just take turns attacking each other. And then they keep going until one player has nothing left, and then the other player takes a bunch of damage. Right, this is good. So the cost of leveling up your tavern gets one less each turn. And then when you use it, it resets to a higher price and then keeps decreasing. So my money goes up and the cost comes down. So you're kind of encouraged to find an optimum point in your curve. It's pretty common to just level on turn 2. I think I'll do the same thing. These minions are refreshed every turn, but you can freeze them to keep this selection. I'm going to keep this because I want 2 of these. If you get 3 of the same minion, they combine into a golden version, which has twice the stats and twice the ability. And when you play it, you get a free additional minion of a tavern level, the shop level, higher than the one you're currently on. Getting pairs can be advantaged because you can profit from them later. In this case, getting 2 of these is really good because having 2 of this effect is quite strong. So the other thing you can do is you can sell minions. So I can sell this to get 1 gold back. So if I wanted this turn, I could buy something, which costs 3, and then sell something and buy something else. I don't want to do that though, I want this. And you can pay 1 to refresh the supply of minions. I don't think I'm going to do that. This minion is quite good. I could freeze it, but I think I kind of want to dig for a 3rd one of these. What I am going to do is use my hero power to get a free, to get a buff on this. So the hero powers are what distinguish each hero. They're quite wildly different. Like over here we have, this hero does nothing for the first 2 turns, but then you get a bunch of powerful units for free. This hero can refresh the supply with whatever your last opponent had, so you can steal their stuff. This one can make a unit come back after it dies, and so on. So they're all quite different, and each one synergizes with different mechanical themes. So now I have 6, which incentivizes me to just buy 2 units. These are all a bit crap. I really wish there was a dragon, because these deal more damage when you have dragons. I could replace looking for a dragon and then buy something and use this. Which might be a good idea. Because I could buy so this pumps a demon, and this is a demon, so I could do that, but I think that's not as good. Give me a dragon, let's go. Balls. Okay, well, let's buy this, because this unit's quite good. And I'll just pump up... let's pump both the dragons separately, why not? We want this to attack first, because it has a powerful ability when it dies. It deals 4 damage to a random enemy. Right now, the units are all quite small. One problem with all of these that I have is they deal small amounts of damage to enemy units, which is great now, and late game will fall off. Ooh, that's awkward. Oh, we're going to lose this one. So this is the hero that can make stuff get back up after it dies. Yikes. So at the end of the match, whoever lost takes damage equal to the opponent's level plus the level of each of their minions. So late game, you can take a large amount of damage. That's a dragon. I should probably level here. I can buy the Selfless Hero because it's the best card, or I can buy this to make my Red Whelp deal more damage. So this, when it dies, it gives a random friendly minion Divine Shield, which allows it to ignore the next instance of damage it takes. Divine Shield is really strong in Battlegrounds. I'm definitely doing this because I want those tier 3 units. I don't want to fall behind. It's like a balance to be struck between keeping up on the tavern levels and not, sinking the money and having worse turns. I think I will buy this, actually. I don't have anything that synergizes super well with Selfless Hero yet. And I think I want to get a bit stronger now, especially as this hero is quite strong early on. It buffs minions that are summoned during combat, so if you have a minion that dies and makes another minion. Oh, they don't have any. Okay. Okay, that was hilarious. And now, annoyingly, I lose. Because all their stuff was huge. Ugh, feels bad. Oh, someone's already died. They probably just quit. Okay, getting 2 of these is good. This is a very powerful unit. After a friendly demon dies, deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. We could snap this up to try and go for building towards demons. This is also a demon, so I could buy this instead of this, which basically will do the same thing with the Soul Juggler. Deals 3 to a random enemy instead of 4, but the other advantage of buying 2 of these is if I find a third one, I can triple it and get a golden unit. It's quite an interesting decision. This I don't think we want. You can kind of see, what everyone's in roughly when you mouse over them, which is kind of nice. So I can tell what people have moved into. There's a couple of people in elementals. No one seems to be in demons right now, which is good. I'm going to buy this because it's one of the most powerful units. I'll do this. This unit is not that good, and I think I'll favor the triple. So this, right now, this Soul Juggler is going to do nothing. But it gives us something to build towards. Maybe I should freeze this? No, it's fine. We can try and find some better demons. This is quite big for a tier 1 unit, but it deals damage to you, and I'm already on quite low health. Okay, this is fine, probably. Good hits from the whelps there. Splitting image, fine. So this hero makes secrets, which are like traps. So it can have unpredictable effects. Nice. Cool. Hey, look at that, we won a round. Starting to stabilize. It's really annoying to pick like red whelp into red whelp, which is a good early game build, and then not win. But I guess I didn't have enough dragons. There we go, now we get a triple. Oh, I can do something really nice here. I can buy this, and then before I play it, I can use the level up. So I can get, I can upgrade my tavern to tier 4, which means playing the golden unit will get me a tier 5, which can help me find some kind of big power spike unit. So we do this. So they all combine into a gold. So now you can see it basically has the same effect twice, which is slightly worse because it's only 1 dragon on the board. I'm going to level now, play this. Right, give me something busted. What have we got? Okay, so this is a very powerful build around. These cards are just okay. So I'm going to take this. So I'm not particularly good at Battlegrounds, but one thing I have discovered, is one strategy that can be quite advantageous is to try and jump the curve to get a tier 4 or tier 5, ideally, unit off of a golden unit with clever leveling. And if you can do that, a lot of tier 4s and 5s, especially 5s, are like these powerful strategic payoffs. So Nomi, every time I play an elemental, my elementals are bigger for the rest of the game. Or elementals that I buy. So if I can find some elementals, I can stack up tons of them and end up with a huge board. So right now I have a demon payoff, a dragon payoff, and an elemental payoff. So my deck is kind of messy, but because I've got the bombs and like some buffed units, I'm kind of doing alright. Okay, this is the sort of thing you want to see. 2 elementals that give you access to more elementals when you've just bought a Nomi. So this is very good. This is very promising for us. So let's buy both of these. Probably just going to sell the first one. It's very common with elementals to just churn through. Okay, that's actually good. What have we got? Party elemental. Okay. So at this point, I probably want to get rid of like the Soul Juggler and maybe this Dragon Spawn Lieutenant. It's a bit awkward to not have a taunt, but it's a crap taunt, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, taunts, by the way, for those not familiar with Hearthstone, your opponent has to attack these first. So minions always attack random enemies, but if there's a taunt, they have to attack the taunts. So you can use these to protect minions that you need to attack with, or vulnerable minions. In this case, we don't really have any of those, we just have a bunch of stuff. So let's get rid of that. Make the space. I should play this first, so I get the Nomi buff on this. Buy this. Buff up my elementals. I have 1 gold left. I can sell something and give one of my units +4/+4. Or I can reroll to hope for more elementals. I think spending rolls is advantageous when you have Nomi, because you need to just keep finding more and more and more elementals. Oh, a pair of them. Holy moly. Just get these in rough order of size, and we're good to go. Probably going to sell these next turn, because we're now at the point where 4 damage is like not that good. So they're falling off. As you can see, a lot of these are bigger than that. So this isn't very good anymore because it only deals 1 damage. But once people start having lots of divine shields on their units, having a thing that can just ping twice gets better again. Okay, this is going all right, I think. Yeah, we tie. Just about. So if you tie, if both boards are cleared at the same time, no one takes any damage. Ooh, that's a good unit. But this is not what we want right now. Okay, can I afford to level? Minus 12. Oh, it was against a dead player. 3 demons. So if I level, I can't really buy anything this turn. But I can level and, like, maybe roll once, sell these two, hope to get a unit. Or I can, if I whiff on the roll, I can use this to give something a bit more stats. So that actually sounds okay. I don't hate that. I think this is a reasonable point to weave in a level up. Let's give it a go. Because if we can find more Nomis, that's also very good for us. What have we got? No elementals whatsoever. So I can sell both of these to roll for more, or I can just drop this and give something +5/+5, which seems like the best way to do it. I think Nomi is the unit that's most likely to stick around, so I'll pump him. Next turn, hopefully we'll find some elementals, but we're going to have to do some serious replacing. Is anyone else? You're in elementals. That's me. They're in elementals. There's 2 other elemental players. So we are competing. The minions here are drawn from like a shared pool. So if you can find something that isn't being bought by other players, you can get ahead. And elementals do struggle with this. Like, if I can't get enough elementals, Nomi is not going to do anything. Like, by not buying any elementals there, my elementals are smaller for the rest of the game. Oh, this looks like a fun deck. This card is really cool. And they recently made it better, along with buffing some of the other cards for this archetype. Oh, it's so good with this as well. Because this, whenever they summon a minion during combat, it gets +1/+2 and taunt. Okay, we sniped the Soul Juggler with the Boombot, so that's really good. We're not going to win this round. Right. This hero is very good, so I'm not particularly surprised to be losing to it. We can probably tank 1 more loss, and then we're probably out. Okay, well, there's the triple and some elementals. So, feeling a little rewarded here. Let's buy this first, because we'll see what it gets us. Hopefully, more elementals. So we got a tier 6 unit now. Give me something good. Yes! Oh, this is what we want. This unit's great. So this makes more elementals, and they stick around as well. So I'm going to play this, which will trigger these. Now we can probably just sell this, to be honest. It's not bad, but it's not that great. So we definitely... Can we get this first? To be fair, this is better than a random 6/6. We can sell that. And this as well. I think, yeah. Play this. Buy this up. Play it. Trigger these. Get some more buffs. Molten Rock seems good. I guess I can get rid of the Red Whelp. There are mechs, but no one's in mechs. Yeah, sure. No elementals, so nothing to freeze. Just order these by size real quick. Having more powerful attackers go first is usually good because they can survive and hit again. Okay, so they've got a Nomi, but I'm slightly ahead of them, I think. And they have better units than me, like these Wildfire Elementals are really good. Fortunately, my units are thick enough that it's fine. Oh, I got a Wildfire off the thing. That's good. Oh, nice, and they died. When players are killed, their units go back into the pool, so this is very good for me. Because there's now only one other Elemental player on the map. So this is good. I can combine it with this to give it Taunt and Divine Shield, so it can absorb some attacks. But I don't think that's super worth the money when I can instead be digging for more Elementals. I could level this turn, actually. They tied with this person. So they're probably quite strong right now. So let's try and get stronger. Mirrors on dance a minion from my last opponent's warband. I don't think they had any. Oh no, they did. They had a bunch of elementals. So we can use this to generate more elementals. I don't super need these. This card is good, but like keeping it around can be a trap. That said, it is still technically more stats. No, we should get rid of this. Give me the goods, Mirzant. Wonder if we can find a triple of this. Oh, I need to get moving. Give me elementals. There's one. That's very good. Just going to play this. Buff that. Kind of run out of time here.
Keep up the momentum, friend.
I might have messed up there. Hopefully we don't actually fully lose, even if we lose the fight, though. Okay, this not obvious how good this is. Damn it! I just sold that, and we could have had a triple. Oh no, I think we're gonna lose. Oof. Oh, fine. Okay, that's good. Hit this. Good. Oh wait. Alright. We take 10. So next loss, we're out. So we need to win from here. The game gives you a win, like a victory, if you get at least top 4. Oh, we're against a ghost, that's good. So these, when there's an odd number of players, you can play against like a person that's dead. And it'll just have whatever their board was last. Right. This unit is still doing some work, but I think I'd rather just have more big idiots. So we can sell this. Right, do I want to play this party elemental? I can probably level here, actually. Take the opportunity, given I'm against a ghost, so someone who's stopped buying units, they've stopped scaling up. How do I want to sequence this? Yeah, we don't need to go for this triple. Let's just level up. We can run this out, get the buffs. And this out. The buffs should replace here. Keep replacing. Wait, was there just a Nomi there and I missed it? Oops. Keep going. Oh, hello. Right. Can I afford those this turn? I can if I get rid of the wildfire elementals or this. I think I want to keep a... I guess they're not buffed, it doesn't really matter. This card isn't very good if it's not buffed. So freeze that because we want this. Play this. So we're going to get lots and lots and lots of value off of these. Oh, my units are in the wrong order, but whatever. Okay, we're scaling, we're scaling. It is entertaining to me that this hero power is basically useless. Because we're spending all of our money on elementals instead. So I'm kind of subverting what my hero is supposed to do, but whatever. Oh, that's good. When I'm not going to look a gift Nomi in the mouth, you know? Right. Buy that.
That's what I would have picked.
What else we got? Nothing. Hello. Potential triple there as well. Okay. Let's sell some stuff. Buy this idiot. So this guy's plus 1,000,000 health every time you play an elemental, which is great. For that, because it's a 3/3, we don't need it. I should probably get rid of this. It's only +1/+1. The taunt is better, and I can look for triples. Let's play this. Give me one of these or one of these. Another arcane assistant. That's still good. I could sell this, to be fair, at this point. With this being so large. But I do want the triples. We can sell this. Buy here. Play this. Play this. Should probably put Nomi like over here somewhere. We want this to die. So we're going to actually put these up here. Something like this. Seems fine. Okay. We're getting real big.
Doing great out there.
There's no Murlocs in this, which is good for us because Murlocs are the primary source of poison, which makes creatures kill enemies regardless of their size. Oh my god, that's terrifying. So Baron Rivendare doubles death rattles, and they've given this Reborn. So all their stuff's going to have +4/+4. But I guess that's not a huge problem because all of my things are gigantic. Oh, that's scary. Heh. Oh, that's annoying. Ugh. Right, we need to get rid of this junk bot before it... No, we're fine, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Less fine than I thought. That was a little close. A little close, but we're getting there. We top 4'd. That's the important thing. Also, this player that was like the scariest threat is dead. So that's also very good. Mirzond has no value here. Let's dig. Boom. That's big. That's very good as well. So I can copy something to try and get more triples. I don't know if it's worth it here though. Right, am I getting rid of this Molten Rock?
Go ahead and hire
Another... Oh, yes. Oh, these are good units. These are good units. Happy times. Alright, let's get rid of this. And this.
like that one either.
Play this. Get rid of it. Play it. Oh wait, I should buy this before cycling units on it, shouldn't I? Because it gets more toughness. Up the team. Sell. Get a random elemental. Never triples. I really want to triple this Gentle Ginny. This. Buy this. Sure, whatever. Just buy that. I mis-sequenced a little bit there, but it's not a huge problem. Okay, this unit's very good. So it attacks twice and it has a Divine Shield, so it gets 2 big hits in. Really nice to lead with. Yeah, this player was terrifying earlier, and we've like basically outscaled them. Our stuff is all like slightly bigger than their stuff at this point. Oh, not all, for the most part. Oh, to be honest, maybe not. Oh no. No! Man. I then misread the board, or maybe RNG was not my friend, but... Really thought we had that. Oh. So that was fun. That was not a very good use of Rakan'Ishu's ability, although it was helpful in the early game to make those little dragons less little, wasn't it? Oh. Yeah, I've been really enjoying Battlegrounds. It's good fun. There's let's see, some biggest minion 176, 176. That is something. I've been doing fairly well, but my my win rate is definitely like plateaued off at the MMR that I'm at. Unlike normal Hearthstone, this game doesn't have like a ranked ladder. It has a rating. So when you win, by which I mean when you top 4, your rating goes up, and when you don't top 4, your rating goes down. But once you've kind of, I think initially my rating went up quite a lot. Like every time I won, I would get like plus 300 MMR or something. I think it has this mechanic where like it helps you, it tries to get you to where you're kind of supposed to be as quickly as possible. In this case, although I was new to the mode, I'd watched Firebat talking about how to play it quite a lot, so I had like an idea of what I was doing going in. So I climbed a little bit, and then I leveled off, and then I learned a bit more, and then I climbed some more, and now I'm here at like 5k, and I've been at roughly this MMR for a while now. which is nice. It feels nice to have like the system that it's just a number, you know, like I don't have a good. I know there are streamers that are like 12K or something because I play a bunch, but like it doesn't have a much meaning to it compared to like, you know, playing ladder, you're in bronze or in silver, and there's nothing wrong with being in bronze or silver, but if you're trying to climb and it gets reset every month, it's like, oh. Whereas Battlegrounds, it doesn't reset, so you just get to where you're supposed to be, and maybe it resets every expansion or something, I'm not sure, but certainly it hasn't reset since I started playing, which is really nice. I don't have to worry about like grinding the ladder or anything like that to get like you know, matches at the right level that that challenge me but aren't too hard. Yeah, it's nice. It's weird that like, you know, Hearthstone is this game that's very, you know, it's known for being expensive, and a reputation it reasonably deserves. I think about this a lot because like Hearthstone started off as being the cheap one because it was like Magic the Gathering but free, and then, you know, later on games tried to compete with it by being more generous with their economies, and it is very much the case that if you're trying to play Hearthstone constructed, it's a bit better now, but like, you know, it's hard to get the legendaries you need primarily, which tend to be like the build-arounds of the sets, to build effective decks, especially like cool combo decks or control decks. If you're playing aggro, it's not as bad. The aggro decks tend to be cheaper, but you know, if you're like me and you want to like mess around and do stupid stuff, it's a bit more expensive. Whereas Battlegrounds is totally free. There's like one mild bit of monetization, which is there's like I think it's called a tavern pass. Oh, here we go. I can just find it. So the perks give you like the little stats page I was briefly looking at, and you can choose from 4 heroes at the start instead of 2. But you don't have to pay money for this. You can, but you don't have to. You can buy it with gold, which you can earn in game through just playing, through quests, which you can earn. You don't have to grind ladder to get gold to play Battlegrounds with. You can get it from. You can get gold from playing Battlegrounds as well. So you just play a bit and you can buy it. And like, yeah, it's a very comfortably generous mode compared to Hearthstone's other offerings, and it's kind of a sign of the game's maturity, I suppose. There's definitely a lot of things that have been evolving in Hearthstone over the last, well, probably the seeds were sown prior to this, but it's been showing itself over the last couple of years. That's actually why I came back to the game, because the card design is much better, the monetization's a bit better, and I think they're working to improve it still. And then the choice of modes, like there's this and there's a bunch of other modes now. They're adding a new one soon that's like a Slay the Spire-esque thing. So if you're a player who like, oh, Hearthstone, it's that crappy expensive game, I would recommend reevaluating that perspective maybe. Not saying you have to like drop whatever you're doing and go and play Hearthstone. That's obviously entirely up to you. But yeah, it's nice that there's now a free mode, and it's good as well. Like Battlegrounds is genuinely compelling. I find it more interesting than laddering. Like a lot of Hearthstone ladder, regardless of the improvements to the card design over the years, it is like, oh, they're playing aggro. Do I die on turn 5 or do I manage to not, to scrape something together? And like Arena is a lot better now as well, but Arena is quite, you have to be good at it to be able to play efficiently and not hemorrhage gold. That has also improved because they've redesigned the quests so that they're easier to complete with like general decks of any type, which makes it much easier to play Arena and gain gold, which I have done as well. But Battlegrounds, I think, is both in terms of like comfort of monetization, as in you don't really have to care. The game is exactly the same, and if you're bad at it, you can just play for free. Losing doesn't cost you resources the way it does with other modes, or require an upfront investment the way it does with constructed. where you need to buy your deck or build your deck. Battlegrounds you can just play, which I think is part of the reason why it's doing so well. It's very popular compared to other Hearthstone modes, and it's super fun. Like, we scratched the surface there. I got the Nomi and went all in on elementals, and it mostly worked out. And obviously, there was one player who was very strong who killed me, but broadly, you can build up all sorts of different things. Like, we played against the player who had like the taunt payoff card. I really like that strategy, and they recently buffed it, which is quite exciting. All the different minion types play out differently if you go all in on them, but usually you end up playing like a mix. Each one provides a utility that's specific to that faction. Like, mechs can give things Divine Shield with the meld mechanic called Magnetic. So you can combine Neutron with another mech to give it, or Neo module, whatever it's called, to give it Divine Shield and Taunt, so it can survive 2 hits, which is really, really strong. Murlocs can give things poisonous, with a unit called Toxfin. You play it gives another Murloc poisonous. One very powerful strategy to build towards is I think it's called, it's nicknamed Menagerie, but a theme where you're rewarded for having lots of different minion types. So you can try and get one of each. And then there's a card called Amalgadon, which is it has all minion types itself, and then gains random abilities for each minion type you have. So you can it's a tier 6 unit, so it's kind of your finisher. But it works with all these tribal boon granting units, so you can give it Divine Shield because it's a mech, and you can give it poison because it's a Murloc, and things like that. And you can buff it with all of the different minion buffers. I think every faction has minions that give another Murloc +1/+1, give another mech +2/+2 at the end of your turn, and all of those cards work with it. And so you can come up with these cool synergies and dip your toe into each tribe's themes to use as like a toolbox, whether it's concentrated on this one unit, or you have I have my Murloc that's going to get poison, I have my mech that's going to be a Divine Shield Taunt to chomp block for my other units. I have this pirate that gets bigger when a pirate attacks. It makes my team bigger when a pirate attacks, so I can put it first, or have another pirate first, and maybe I have an Amalgadon that's gained Wind Fury, which allows it to attack twice. And it's a pirate, so it can attack twice and buff my entire team. You can do all these kinds of cool overlapping things. We saw a little bit of Death Rattle synergy, where minions dying have effects. There was the player that had the unit that gives everything +1/+1 when it died, and 2 copies of Baron Rivendare that double up on the Death Rattle trigger. That strategy can go much deeper than that. There are some very powerful Death Rattles. We saw the one that gives things Divine Shield. There's a beast that gives all beasts +4/+4 or +5/+5 when it dies. You can get a bunch of beasts and then play Baron Rivendare to stack up. I'm just recording a video, but I'll be 5 minutes.
Oh, sweet, yeah, cool.
You can play a bunch of beasts and then play Baron Rivendare, and then use this thing when it dies to get to pump all your beasts. And there's a beast that when it attacks triggers a Death Rattle on a friendly unit, so you can use that. Or you can forgo the beast synergy and spam Divine Shield. It's quite cool. There's all sorts of clever... Some of it feels on rails. I think it is... There are quite distinct archetypes, and they seem quite curated. But in other aspects, it feels non-linear, and there are things you can discover within the game that are subtle. When you combine it with the different hero abilities, I think those are where the most divergence and complexity happens, because you've got these kind of strong themes, but different heroes interact very differently with them, and that has given me some of the most interesting moments of discoveries. There was one hero in particular who can swap one of your units with one in the supply, and I was like, why would that's crap? Why would you do that? And then I realized you can use it to rebuy a unit with a on-play effect, a battlecry effect. So you play your battlecry, which is just some crappy, a 2/3 with Battlecry, give a demon +2/+2, for instance. and then you swap it, and then you buy it again, and you play it again. And if there's some units with quite powerful battle cries that you can stack up for good effect. But there's all sorts of like, there's units that you play and it makes another unit. So you can swap out the other unit for something that, has more stats. For instance, there's all sorts of cool little interactions with it that I never would have expected. Things like that. And even simpler heroes, like the one I was playing, Rakinishu, you notice that I didn't use the power at all with the elementals. But if I'd been playing mechs, who have like divine shields and powerful units, but struggle to get stats, so they struggle to scale, he's actually ideal with those, because you can take your mech that would normally struggle to get big in the late game and just pump buffs on it every single turn to address that problem. So there's more subtle synergies that are maybe easier to execute than swapping units around left, right, and center. That I've found really compelling and fun to discover. It's pretty hard to argue with like the low price of free, but obviously, whether a game is worth your time is another question. And I thought I wouldn't enjoy Battlegrounds. I didn't bother picking it up for like, I don't know, when did it come out? Like a year ago? More? God knows. But I've honestly been really, really enjoying it. And I would heartily recommend it to anyone who's looking for a novel strategic experience. So yeah, I think that wraps up this video. I'm going to hop off and play some Rocket League now. So hope the sound held up okay, and it didn't peak too much. If so, I apologize. Yeah, I heartily recommend this. Give it a shot, and let me know what you think. Thanks all. See you soon.